What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Primetime Sports Podcast, hosted by Joey Larry. So tonight, big Stellwagen win, 18-6 win. I'm here with the player of the game, Sammy Leahy. Grand Slam, Sammy. Big game tonight, 3-run home run in the first inning. You were 2 for 3 to play with the sac fly. Also got on another time with a single. Correct? Yes, single. So a double. You had a double and a home run on the night. What did you see in that first about that 3-run home run?
Yeah, just getting up there, trying to make good contact. Went on a run before the game, so I was really loose and just kind of connected with it and, took it over the fence.
So that's your second home run of the season. Was that one more impressive than your first one, which was a grand slam?
Yeah, it was definitely better. I hit it to the right part of the field and better connection overall.
So Stellwagen was down 5-0 in the first inning. Tonight they got 3 runs off your 3-run home run in the first inning. Then a couple scoreless innings, then at a 9 spot in the bottom of the fourth. What did you see from the team tonight? Obviously a resilient win.
Yeah, we made the plays in the field, and like you said, team win. Made timely outs, and everybody was hitting.
Absolutely. So if you look at this team and the schedule, we've won 3 of the last 4. 1 close loss right before the win streak. Then we won 2, then lost 1, then won another. 2 close losses in the last 5 with 3 wins in there. What have you seen from this team heading into the All-Star break with the first half of the season officially being over?
I think it's everybody showing up, and Steve Abrams honing in as our ace. He's can't get caps off to Steve. Having a reliable pitcher makes all the difference.
So one last question before we close. You will be in the home run derby here at Faxon Park. What are you looking forward to? Are you going to be practicing the swing, the home run swing? You don't want to ruin your swing for the rest of the season, but at the same time, you do want to compete.
The fans. It's for the fans.
Love it. All right, thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate it. Best luck the rest of the season.
All right, thanks.
So there was DJ Sammy Leahy, the Stellwagen player of the game a couple nights ago now on Monday night at Faxon Park. Stellwagen got a big win, 18-6, down 5-0 in the first inning. Ended up outscoring our opponent 18-1 after the top of the first inning. Being down 5-0 is never easy, but the team responded very well in the bottom of the first with a double from leadoff hitter Harry Braga. Then we also got a double from our captain, Chris Mad Dog McKenna. And then coming up to plate was Sammy Leahy, as we said already multiple times now in this episode, 3-run home run there to get the Stellwagen team back on track, 5-3 after 1. Then a couple scores, innings apiece, and the offense really broke open in the bottom of the 4th inning with 9 runs. And one interesting thing I just saw when I looked at the scorebook, thanks to a picture from Chris Mad Dog McKenna, I just saw that every single player in the lineup had some sort of production in that inning. 9 runs scored in that inning by 9 different players. The other player was Sammy Leahy, who actually had a sac fly in that inning to score Chris Mad Dog McKenna. So every single player contributed in that inning. 9 different runs from 9 different plays. That's very impressive on its own. Then also, as I said, Sammy got that big sacrifice fly, another run in. So everybody contributed in that inning. And one interesting thing I just saw when I looked at the book as well, every single player in the lineup recorded a hit, a run scored, and an RBI. All 3. So the stat sheet was filled. The box score looked great from this game. Overall, 18-6 win. Outscoring our opponent 18-1 after the top of the first inning. Tough to get into 5-0 hole, but nothing is too much of this team to overcome. And as we've seen over the last 5 games, this team's very resilient, and we're starting to put things together at the right time. Like I knew we could. I always had confidence in this squad, but we're starting to put it all together at once. And like Sammy Leahy said, very impressive that we could get every single guy at this game. He said it's everybody's showing up, and he's right. This was our first time having all 9 full-timers in the lineup. And then I was the 10th guy in the lineup. I'm a part-timer, but I do try to go to as many games as I can. So all 10 guys that typically go to games were in the lineup a couple nights ago now, which was huge, obviously, to get ourselves a win. So now I'm going to break down the lineup and talk about each player in the lineup and how they did overall in the game. Starting off with our leadoff hitter, our left fielder, Harry Braga, 2 for 4 in the game with a walk, a double, a triple, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. He did have a triple where he could have maybe even got home on it and got himself another home run on the season. He does have 1 inside the park home run to count for so far on the year. But Dave McKenna, the third base coach, holds him up there and does not let him go home. Stays at third. He ends up scoring anyways in the next play, but ultimately could have got himself another home run on the season. He does finish, though, with a double and a triple in that game, 2 for 4 with a walk. So 3 for 5 on base with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Very impressive showing there for Harry Braga, who has come back very good from a rough injury. He's been very productive at the plate, and good to see him back in the lineup for Stellwagen. Second hitter in the lineup is our right center fielder, Sean McKenna. A very productive night for him as well. Great player, great GM as well. He's the GM of the squad. .523 batting average heading into this last game. has been consistently getting on base for this squad, whether it's a big hit or a walk. Probably around a 750 on base percentage, I'd say, on the year. And it showed the other night as well. He was 2 for 4 with the triple, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. So yet again, another night where Sean McKenna filled up the stat sheet and did big things for the offense. Harry Braga, one thing I want to mention was his batting average heading into last game was .533, and he obviously upped that going 2 for 4 the other night. Then our third hitter, the heart and soul of the squad, the captain, Chris Mad Dog McKenna, had a great night at the plate, 2 for 3 with a double, 3 runs scored, an RBI, and a walk. Very productive night overall for Mad Dog. He was great on the field as well. Made a great catch diving for a ball in left center field to save a few runs and get us out of a jam. Great play for the highlight reel. Probably should have been on SportsCenter the other night, but ultimately at least we got to see it, even though SportsCenter didn't get the luxury of getting to see that catch. It was a great play and got us out of a big jam. He was great in that game, and obviously on the season has been very productive. He was hitting .492 heading into this past game. Then our cleanup hitter, our right fielder, Sam Leahy, 2 for 3 at the plate. Obviously, you just heard from him at the start of the episode. 2 for 3 at the plate with a sac fly, 2 runs scored, 5 RBIs, a home run, and a double. A new acquisition to the team this season, has been hitting a ton, hitting .565 heading into last game, and hit his second home run of the season on Monday night. He's been a great addition to the team. Next up is our 5-hitter, our third baseman, Mully, who I used to refer to as the Gold Glove candidate on my radio show, and it still is accurate and still holds true. Has been very good defensively for us on the season at third base, playing the hot corner. He was 3 for 4 the other night with 2 runs scored, a double, and 2 RBIs, hitting .580 on the season heading into last game. And 3 for 4 the other night. That had to go up, obviously. So great game for him the other night. I would have done all the math and told you what everybody's hitting as an updated number for every single player in the lineup, with last game being included, but didn't get the time, unfortunately, to do so, and I'm recording this a couple of days after the game since I wasn't able to get to it earlier. So I'm just giving you the numbers based on what they were heading into last game Monday night. Next up is myself. I bet 6th in the lineup and play shortstop. I was 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. I was hitting .467 heading into last game. Next up is Pat, our first baseman, who was 2 for 3 on the day on Monday night with a walk, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. He was hitting .533 heading into that contest on Monday. And he's made some big plays for us at first base defensively as well on the year. Our catcher bats 8th, Dave McKenna. He's usually higher in the lineup. He usually hits about 2nd or 3rd, even at leadoff one game earlier in the season. But he did just return from Europe, was on a 12-day vacation there, and unfortunately falls in the lineup because of that. Still had a good game at the plate, 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. I know he was disappointed in that night, but at the end of the day, it's just one game and it's first time playing in just about 2 weeks. So he'll be back and he'll be fine at the plate. Still has been great defensively for us, making plays on a couple pop-outs the other night, which was huge, getting us out of jams. He has led the team in batting average this season. He was hitting .652 heading into last game, and he's been great at the dish. Behind the plate, as I said, for Steve Abrams, who has stepped in on the mound his first time pitching in a couple seasons. He's been pitching with Kyle Camp out, and he's been doing very well, keeping us in games. I'll talk about Steve and how he hit the other night in just 1 second. Batting 9th on Monday night was our second baseman, Matt. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored, was hitting .650 heading into this last game. He's been great at the plate all season. And then last up is our 10-hitter, Steve Abrams, who pitched for us the other night. He's been pitching for us a good amount this season. He was 3 for 4 on Monday night with an RBI and 2 runs scored. He's been great on the mound. Only 1 walk, I believe, on Monday night. He was hitting .392 heading into last game, and it only went up with him going 3 for 4 on Monday night. He's been great overall on the season, whether it's pitching and also at the plate. He was the one that really turned this season around for this squad. And it was all in a game against Red Rose last week where we were up 16-12 heading into the top of the 7th inning. End up giving up 7 runs at the top of the 7th. So we're trailing 19-16 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Steve Abrams told everyone, keep our heads up. Let's just get back on track. Let's chip away. We end up scoring with a walk-off hit from Steve Abrams, a big single to score PMAC, and ends up winning the game for us off of a big single. He went from first to home, I believe, on that play, which was crazy. From what I heard, he went all the way around the diamond with 2 outs. We were down to our last out with Matt coming up to the plate. Matt ends up getting on with a big single, then PMAC gets on with a big single, and then all of a sudden Steve Abrams comes up with a single as well. That inning really started off strong thanks to a big double from Sam Leahy, then a single from Pat, and then 2 big hits from Matt and PMAC with 2 outs right before Steve Abrams got that big walk-off hit to give us that 20-19 win in the bottom of the 7th inning. Overall, as I said, we've won 3 of our last 4 games in our last 5. We're 3-2 in our last 5. Both of those losses in that 5-game stretch were by 1 run, so we've really turned things around overall on the season. I know our over-under win total in Vegas heading into this season was 6.5 before the season began. I took us over 6.5 and even adjusted the line at an over 10.5 bet, and that's looking pretty good right now as well. I still believe in this squad. We have 7 games left. We currently are at 6-12, so the over 6.5 should be money there, and then even over 10.5. We still have a shot at that with 7 games to go, and then the playoffs as well. We got a game Friday before the July 4th All-Star break in the Home Run Derby for Sam Leahy. Congratulations to him being our Home Run Derby candidate. And then congratulations to Brian Kenny, our All-Star representative as well. Best of luck to him in the All-Star game. So right after this game on Friday, we have the All-Star break in the Home Run Derby. Then we return to action on July 11th after 10 days or so off for the last 6 games of the season. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. The over 6.5 bet looks pretty good for this squad. Hopefully we keep stacking up the wins and getting ourselves back on track even more. We've looked great, and you really want to be playing your best softball heading into the playoffs. You really want to be hot mid-July and get ourselves into the postseason going in with a lot of momentum. And right now it looks like we're going to be making an even better run than we could even expected earlier in the season. We lost a couple close games by 1 run, a lot of close losses to start the season. I always said, I still believe in this squad. I still think we can turn things around, and here we are, looking at 3 wins in our last 4 games, and hopefully going to get even hotter. Hopefully we'll have Kyle Kemp back in the lineup as well at some point soon. We've missed him at the plate and also on the mound as well. Steve Abrams has filled in great for him, though, as I said. And then also one guy I want to mention was Green, a big substitute for us so far on the year. He's been great every single game he's come. I think we've won 4 of the 5 games he's been in this season, or maybe 5 of 6. I remember him talking about it just a week or so ago now. So we'll see what happens the rest of the season. We'll keep you guys posted the rest of the way. Go Stellwagen. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this. As always, I appreciate it and hope you guys have a good one. Thank you.